From a restaurant that missed out on a Michelin star despite a rebrand, to another that shut its doors even after Gordon revived it for the show, let's take a behind-the-scenes look at what happened at the restaurants that impressed Gordon Ramsay on Kitchen Nightmares. Starting with Cafe Hon in Baltimore, Maryland, which was founded in 1992 and quickly became a local success.
Opened by entrepreneur Denise Whiting in 1992, Cafe Hon quickly became a local landmark.
But then, its owner, Denise, decided to take advantage of that popularity and made a move that would change everything.
She not only trademarked Cafe Hon, but the word Hun as well.
Denise Whiting, the owner of Cafe Hon, and she said she would go after anyone that uses the word Hun. Denise had Baltimore behind her, and then she announced that she trademarked Hun, and that ticked off a big portion of Baltimore.
Because of Denise's greed, Cafe Hon went from being a local success to a place the community wished didn't exist.
Denise wanted to make money. She wanted to sell her mugs, her t-shirts, her little knick-knack things, and it backfired.
Her actions didn't sit well with the community, who felt she had gone too far. As a result, business came to a sudden stop for what was once a thriving restaurant.
Since the whole Hun controversy, there has been a decline in business. It's, dropped dramatically.
Denise began to feel the consequences of her own ambition, while her staff started to bear the brunt of her growing frustration, and Gordon Ramsay was the only one who could help.
Oh, come on, really? What is this supposed to be?
She can be very harsh. I'm surprised that I have anyone left in the kitchen, to be honest with you.
There's one way to do it here, my way.
She's going to run us down to the ground, and if Chef Ramsay doesn't come in, we're screwed. We really are.
In his effort to understand why the community wanted nothing to do with Cafe Hon, Gordon made inquiries at the local radio station, but wasn't ready for the answer he received.
When you talk about Cafe Hon, talk about Denise Whiting.
She had trademarked the term Hun, which is a cultural icon in Baltimore. I mean, it's a term of endearment.
Locally.
Locally,
everyone's happy with the name of the restaurant, but they just weren't happy with her trying to own something that belonged to the town as opposed to her, right?
Sure. She was threatening businesses with lawsuits.
And while the main issue wasn't the food, but the PR disaster Denise had created for herself, Gordon decided to try the Big Bay Club sandwich, and his reaction was one you barely see on Kitchen Nightmares.
Wow, the crab, it's delicious. It's a very pleasant surprise, let me tell you.
Gordon was really impressed with the sandwich, especially the crab, although he did have some issues with the shrimp.
Got this nice layer of crab, and then these stone cold shrimp underneath. Horrible.
Still, compared to most restaurants, where he rarely has anything positive to say about the food, this was a pleasant surprise. Instead of starting with his usual kitchen overhaul, Gordon focused on repairing the relationship between Denise and the community, and to do that, he convinced her to do something unprecedented.
You have to do something. You have to take responsibility and make a gesture. Do you agree? You're not just saying that because I'm here.
On November 7th, 2011, Denise took a step in the right direction by going on a local radio station to make amends and apologize to the community.
Denise, she's obviously very excited to be here.
I just want to say, trademarking the word has not only almost killed me, but has just about killed the business.
But that's not all. She also gave up something most business owners would never even consider.
Over the trademark?
Yeah. Will you be handing it back?
this is amazing.
I am taking that piece of paper that says it's registered. I'll get it from my attorney. I'll take it off the register. I can do that.
That's kind of stunning.
It's just a word. It's just wonderful to have this opportunity to be here to get...
The apology worked, and for Cafe Hon, it was back to business as usual.
The people of Baltimore returned.
I appreciate your saying thank you, and I really want you to do well.
And the business is clearly headed in a positive direction.
The episode aired on February 24th, 2012, and when Gordon returned in May of that year, he was impressed with what he saw. He even complimented one of Denise's dishes and praised how well she had been reconnecting with the community.
Wow. That's delicious.
Is it good?
On Denise Whiting's face, the fact that not only is she a part of the community again, but you, as the locals, feel part of this restaurant as well. Incredible.
In May 2013, the restaurant was renovated and redecorated, but the reviews on Yelp remained mixed, while some complained about their hot chocolate, saying that it's watered down in a ripoff, which Denise defended, saying the recipe was not properly followed. Others had good things to say, leaving 4 stars and great reviews that say, "It's charming and cozy. Our server was terrific, as was the coffee." Due to mixed reviews, Cafe Hon had a rating of 2.7 stars. And in April 2022, after 3 decades in business, the restaurant permanently closed its doors after Denise decided to move on to something different. The building was purchased by Foreman Wolf Restaurant Group. A new restaurant called The Duchess was launched in Cafe Hon's place in December 2024. And it has better ratings on Yelp. Much like what happened with Cafe Hon, the next restaurant couldn't stay open either, even though it managed to impress Gordon. The Mixing Bowl, run by Billy and Lisa, had managed to survive for a decade, but increasing competition was squeezing it out, and it was already on its last legs.
When the Mixing Bowl first opened, it was busy every week, it was really doing well.
Fucking the people, man. Now it's just slow.
Billy wore many hats and was doing his best to keep things running.
I'm the chef, delivery guy, Mr. Fix-It, doing bills, picking up supplies. I mop the floors if I have to. It's what I have to do to keep the place alive.
Meanwhile, the manager, Mike, was more concerned about his public image than the success of the restaurant.
People come in here and they think I'm the owner. They call me like the mayor of Belmore. Do they do that because they respect me, they fear me? I don't know.
Things were pretty bad, especially off camera, because the restaurant had actually closed shortly before even filming the episode back in March 2007. And the only reason the restaurant reopened was to be on Kitchen Nightmares. When Gordon arrived, he walked into an empty restaurant, was greeted by the manager, and was asked to try the restaurant's award-winning dish. Except the manager had no idea what award it actually won.
I'm dying to taste the award-winning Maryland crab cakes.
They are excellent.
And award-winning? What award did they win?
You could ask Billy, he knows more about it.
I thought you'd know about it if you're the manager and it's on your menu.
Surprisingly, this was one of the rare times Gordon didn't instantly dislike the food. Although he had a few comments, it was still a huge compliment compared to most Kitchen Nightmares restaurants.
Award-winning, maybe not. In terms of freshness, yeah. I wouldn't expect to find something so fresh in such a dreary, dreadful dining room.
Gordon wasn't impressed with the other dishes, but his feedback to Billy about the award-winning dish was positive.
The crab cakes were good.
Thanks.
Yes, that was the high point.
The next day, Gordon challenged Billy to a cook-off.
Okay, half an hour. You work there, I work there. Keep it fresh and healthy. Think about the direction of the restaurant, the way it's going, yes? Okay?
And he was even more impressed with Billy's dish and liked it so much that he added it to the new menu.
This is the kind of food that the Mixing Bowl should be serving. I like that. Both dishes are good enough to go on the menu tonight.
Billy's talent in the kitchen meant the Mixing Bowl had real potential. All Gordon needed to do was rein in the out-of-control manager so Billy could finally take charge.
When I ask you to wake up in terms of running the fucking business, sometimes you run it as if you own the place. And the reason why you do that is because, Billy, you are too weak.
And Billy did just that.
I'm fighting for my life here. You right now need to step up to the plate and make the changes.
Billy, that's the first time you've sounded like a boss.
After reopening for filming, the Mixing Bowl stayed open, which is pretty impressive, considering it was basically dead in the water before Gordon stepped in.
And when I first arrived was extraordinary. I would seriously eat here. You're talented, big boy. You've got to make that transition from a chef to restaurateur.
After the episode aired, Gordon came back for a follow-up visit in the first episode of the show's second season. When he stopped by, the manager seemed to be doing better and business was doing well. Unfortunately, a year and 3 months after the initial episode aired, the Mixing Bowl closed in January 2009. Before its closure, it only had 1 star from 2 reviews on Yelp. One of those reviews complained that Gordon's intervention didn't seem to have helped the restaurant. Food was poor, could tell what Ramsay was talking about. Not even the remodeling was helping out my experience. Absolutely terrible. While the other complimented that award-winning dish. That award-winning crab cake was good. Today, the old Mixing Bowl Belmore, New York location is occupied by a new restaurant called Anthony's Kitchen and Cocktails, and the reviews for the restaurant were positive, with a 4.5-star rating on its Yelp page. Although the Mixing Bowl got a new lease on life, it didn't last long. The next restaurant, which also managed to impress Gordon, ended up meeting the same fate. Sandy Morgan used to be an antique dealer in the charming area of Woolton, Liverpool, before she decided to turn her shop into a restaurant.
The idea actually started, we were actually having dinner one night, and I just said, well, I used to cook for friends here. Now turn it into a restaurant, and I thought, great wine.
She ran the restaurant with her 2 daughters, Helen and Laura, but it seemed the career change wasn't really paying off. Morgan's was a disaster, and Sandy was facing a very bleak future.
With no customers and £100,000 worth of debt, the women will lose everything in 6 months.
When Gordon arrived at Morgan's, the first thing he did was express how impressed he was, without even tasting the food or experiencing the restaurant's service.
Sandy, pleased to meet you.
I'm the mummy.
What a beautiful place. And this is nice.
Welcome.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful little smart restaurant. Very romantic.
But right after that, the restaurant's problems started showing up, beginning with a strange management issue.
It needs a lot of tweaking.
Who's running the business?
We all do. There's 3 of us. 3 of us taking responsibility for maybe one job.
3 managers sounds like too many chiefs to me.
Next, Gordon looked at the menu and had plenty to say about the unusual flavor combinations.
Everything's slightly weird. Apricots in a cream mashed potato with Lincolnshire sausage.
This isn't the sort of menu that ladies who lunch want. Even I don't know what kind of menu this is.
And when the food arrived, Gordon, true to his usual self, wasn't very impressed. He was so disgusted that he went straight to dessert.
This huge dish of overpriced stodge should be extinct. No wonder the locals aren't coming here.
When the assistant chef sent out the dessert, which the head chef disliked, Gordon suddenly brightened up, and his reaction was memorable.
T1, I've always said, it should not be on our menu.
Gordon was blown away by the dessert. He loved it so much that he called out the head chef for the ridiculous dishes he had tried.
The person who made that dish doesn't put fucking apricot and mashed potatoes together and vanilla and whiskey.
Back in the kitchen, Gordon shared his feedback and made it clear that there was only one thing on the menu that impressed him.
There was one saving grace, yeah, there was. The sticky toffee pudding was fucking delicious.
Oh, thank you, God.
I just wish I had it for my fucking starter.
But the chef wasn't having it.
It's enough now, I'd rather the camera not be on this. Hang on, excuse me, I'm standing here. So,
sorry.
If you want to talk to me, talk to me.
I'm talking to
Stand
the
to me
owner.
like I'm a fucking kid.
You've got every right to be slightly fucked off about it. Because I would be if I cooked that shit.
To help the restaurant move forward, Gordon kept things simple. He solved the management issue by appointing a new manager and then gave her advice on how to run the kitchen.
Morgan's restaurant was being run like a ladies' lunch club until I made Helen general manager.
I want you to let your chef do his job. And if he doesn't do that job, get rid of him. But if you don't fucking act and cook and run this place like a head chef, then don't expect to be here.
He also overhauled the menu, giving the restaurant a new identity and direction. Then he brought in something new, making sure Sandy could return to her roots and enjoy doing what she used to love.
Ever, in between courses, start auctioning off some of these items.
Oh, wow. I'm very impressed with that.
After Gordon's intervention, Morgan's began to thrive. But when Gordon returned a month later, he discovered that the new manager, Helen, had taken his advice and made a major decision.
Shocking development. Helen's told me that following a row, she's let someone go.
But he also found out that the assistant chef who impressed him during his first visit had now been promoted.
Emma's still here.
Emma's now.
Emma's now our head chef.
Is she?
Emma's been, yeah.
That's fantastic news.
We thought that, you know, where we want to be, and Emma was the next step, and she's been there for us and dedicated, and 100% we've had from her, so.
And just like before, he was even more impressed by the food this time around. Unfortunately, Morgan's closed for good in November 2007 because Sandy sold the restaurant. After the sale, it was initially replaced by a restaurant named Oddfellows. However, Oddfellows would also close soon after. In 2022, Morgan's old location was occupied by a new French restaurant called Cafe Hon. It seemed to have decent reviews with a 4-star rating on TripAdvisor. However, reviews left by customers show that as of 2024, Cafe Hon is no longer open to the public. While Morgan's was simply trying to survive and succeed, the next restaurant had its sights set on earning a prestigious recognition. But even after a rebrand and a name change, it still didn't achieve that goal. La Riviera was a fine dining French restaurant in Inverness, Scotland, owned by multi-millionaire Barry Larson, and according to Gordon, it had everything except the one thing it needed most.
For me, La Riviera in Inverness seems to have it all. There's just one thing missing: customers. Without them, you don't stand a chance.
This restaurant felt personal for Gordon because he didn't want it to suffer the same fate as his own restaurant.
2 years ago, I had to close my own restaurant in Scotland.
I'm just worried that you don't fall into the same fucking trap that I did, and I lost a lot of money.
La Riviera had real talent. Their head chef Loic had trained in some of the finest kitchens in France and had cooked for some very important people.
I went to work for the president in France, Mr. Chirac. When we had like Mr. Bush is coming or Japanese president is coming, used to do like big function.
The sous chef wasn't an amateur either. He also had some impressive achievements under his belt.
Sous chef Jeffrey has worked in restaurants with both 1 and 2 Michelin stars.
Everyone else working in the kitchen had some measure of experience.
Regis also has a Michelin star studied background, and so does the junior of the team, Nicola. Gerard's not letting the side down either. His previous jobs were at Michelin star level as well.
When Loic joined La Riviera, he had to make some drastic changes.
First time when I came in the kitchen, I switched off the microwave, put it in the car park, and 3 days after, I was by myself. So I had to build a new team, which is good.
But he was hoping that the changes he'd made, along with his team of rockstar cooks, would help him earn this prestigious recognition and hopefully attract more customers.
I think if you can get a Michelin star, that should be great for us.
We are looking to achieve like 1 Michelin star to start with. Why not 2? And you know.
Gordon was already impressed by the pedigree of the cooks, but the state of the fridge and everything else completely blew him away.
And the produce is the very best. And the produce is the very best.
On paper, La Riviera was perfect, but in reality, it was dead.
4 days a week, the restaurant's dead. It's another big dent in Barry's investment and Loic's ego.
Before even tasting the food, Gordon immediately spotted what he thought was the restaurant's biggest problem, and it had to do with the owner and head chef Loic.
And I'm concerned that you may be running too quickly, too soon. You know, you're in danger. Ever head chef's job, there's always a big trap they fall in.
Are we finished?
Where they try to do too much too soon.
And when he finally tasted the food, he was impressed with the quality.
Technically, flavors were amazing. The scallops were delicious.
But he had some criticism.
Do you need that many flavors to make it work? Personality has to be comfortable on the plate. And I see a lot of uneasiness on the plate.
To help with the struggling restaurant, Gordon used some unorthodox methods to show Loic that the menu needed to be simpler so locals would want to eat there.
You've got to start with the locals. It's not going to survive unless that restaurant's full.
You can't beat an Aberdeen Angus steak sandwich. And when you've got such good local produce, you don't need to mess with it.
And when Loic still wasn't getting the message, he decided to bring in David, a former AA inspector who professionally assesses UK restaurants, to judge a scallop dish prepared by both chefs.
Will he prefer Loic's elaborate plateful or my simpler rendition?
This particular one has much more visual impact. I get the feeling that the dish is going to taste of exactly what was described to me. Whereas this one looks a little bit over-garnished. There's a bit of a muddle of different types of flavours.
David's feedback gave Gordon the upper hand. It echoed the same advice Gordon had been trying to get Loic to listen to.
No, this particular dish would be somewhere between 2 and 3 rosettes, whereas this dish would be probably 4 rosettes. Whereas this one, some of the flavours were overcomplicated, to be frank about it. And it may be just a case of sometimes less is actually more.
Loic didn't take the criticism well at first, but he later admitted that he needed to make some changes.
Maybe I am wrong.
So
It's a difficult thing to accept. It's been hard for Louis, but he's already changing his game plan. He's come up with a new, much simpler idea for the scallop dish.
Gordon found himself impressed with Loic's new dish, and he stated that the dish is worthy of recognition.
But with this here, there's no two ways about it. It's definitely worth the star.
And with his newly simplified food, I thought Louis was finally producing dishes worthy of a Michelin star.
After Gordon's intervention, La Riviera finally got what it needed most: customers. 2 months later, Gordon returned and surprised Loic by inviting Derek Brown, the former president of the Michelin Guide, to judge his dishes.
Sorry, Mr. Derek Brown, Louis.
I think I've seen you, yeah, already.
Yes, maybe in France somewhere.
However, Derek critiqued the food, citing the same issues that Gordon and David had pointed out.
Very interesting. Your technique, you've been very careful about the whole preparation of each of your dishes. But you know, it was too complicated. There were 10 different flavors on the plate before, but if you want me to give you some advice, I would simplify what you're doing. Make sure that the customers are going to be happy with every dish that you ever make them. And things like stars from the Michelin Guide will follow.
Gordon revisited the restaurant in another episode 2 years later, only to find out that this happened. Business was not going well. The restaurant did not get its Michelin star, and Loic was back to his same old self. Barry and Loic announced that they were opening another restaurant together in Edinburgh, but the partnership did not happen. Barry opened a new abstract in Edinburgh in March 2007, and Loic moved to Edinburgh to work in the new abstract. In May 2007, Loic returned to France, and in March 2009, he opened a new restaurant, L'Atelier du Peintre, which now has an excellent 4.5-star rating on TripAdvisor. In 2011, it was awarded a Michelin star for high-quality cooking. As for the new abstract in Edinburgh, it closed in December 2009, and the closure was blamed on the recession. And owner Barry Larson engaged in other business ventures until he passed in 2023. After Abstract Edinburgh closed, it was bought by top chef Tom Kitchen and renamed to Castle Terrace. However, Castle Terrace's run was short-lived, as it was also closed in June 2020 after the loss of trade from tourists.